Once upon a time, I was lost. Stranded on a distant, dangerous world. An orphan with no hope of rescue. And then, in the most unlikely of places, inside a battered old police box, I found a home and a family. There was Ian, dashing and smart and heroic. Barbara, brave and determined. Stephen, intrepid and curious. And then there was the doctor. The wisest man I ever met, whose eyes sparkled like the night sky, whose temper burned like the sun. Our travels took us across the universe to fantastic worlds.
Doctor, look!
And miraculous civilizations.
We can travel anywhere and everywhere.
The distant past. And the far future. Joining those who fought for freedom. Battling those who spread terror. Each adventure made me who I am. And eventually brought me here. To my new family. In the end, our lives become stories. And in the telling of those stories in verse, song, or sculpture, we keep them alive. And good stories should live forever.
Tell me another one.
Your mother used to get tired of my stories when she was your age.
I don't.
No, you don't. Oh. Which one would you like?
The Daleks.
Again?
Tell me about Dracula and the Daleks.
All right then.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 2.
Well, let's have a look at this great wonder.
Classic episodes, newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with special features.
So let's go back to the very beginning of the story of Doctor Who for a history lesson from William Russell, the man who played Ian Chesterton.
We did, as a little group, gel very quickly, and we used to try and have lunch together. They became very grand.
Are we talking hampers from Fortnum's?
That sort of thing.
What do you make of that, Doctor?
Jackie Hill worked in a chocolate factory.
The Cadbury's.
Wow! Were they in love, Ian and Barbara? And look who it is, Maureen O'Brien.
So what spirit did you go to that audition in?
Never thinking I'd get it, but might as well have a go.
The late Donald Tosh, script editor, said that you'd once said to him that his script isn't flipping Shakespeare, only I don't think he said flipping. That was his memory.
I haven't changed.
We had to make the programme as if it was live.
That's how it felt.
We are allowed to break twice.
The director had to be so on the ball.
I might, on a good day, have broken 10 times.
It was like doing a theatre performance in a way.
Collectibles, memorabilia, and merchandise. Wow! Look at all this stuff!
This is only one of 2 known to exist. I've actually been offered £8,000, which I turned down, obviously.
£8,000. You were offered £8,000.
Who was the man who story edited the first 51 episodes and helped to shape the mythology and the characters of the programme?
I can't stress enough how important David's influence was in those early days of Doctor Who.
I do think he should have been given much more credit than he did. In Neon Lights.
So it's not just a case of writers going in and out of fashion. This is an active sort of blacklisting.
Now you're talking.
Right from the beginning,
They were terrific.
He's rather exciting. It's all a bit too much. Oh my God, what is it?
Looks like you after a night out.
No one ever saw it looking as good as this. I mean, the picture that we've got there is 10 times better than they ever saw in the gallery.
Yes, it is.
No, that's better. Ah, good.
Believe it? London 1965.
Doctor Who, The Collection.
Isn't it marvellous?
Season 2 is available to pre-order now. Hello, Dave.
How are you?
Good.
Excellent.
What did you think about that?
Yeah, very interesting.
The season 2 coming out on Blu-ray with all the extras.
Right. Okay. I wasn't aware of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I just saw it today, so
Hmm.
And I like the first Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
And the rescue is one of my favorites because of the creature that's in the rescue, the costume, and then when the Doctor goes into on the second part of it where he goes into that place where he confronts the gentleman who's wearing the costume, because it is a costume, he's not an alien. It's just so atmospheric. For the first Doctor, it's one of the best scenes. And that was one of the last ones because that's the rescue is, I think, coupled with the Romans. I'm not sure. I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah.
And so it was one of the last ones I got, but one of the best. You get introduced to Vicky after Susan, who's supposed to be the Doctor's granddaughter, although I don't know that that's ever really been explained in Doctor Who lore to my satisfaction. Of there was something that was kind of lost and not spoken about, maybe hinted at here or there, or it was played up early. But hello, Carrie.
Hello.
Hi, Carrie.
How is it over there in the UK? Hot?
Yeah.
No, it's raining here.
Is it? Oh, it's dry where I am.
All right, show off. It's absolutely chucking it down here.
All right. Okay.
Well, it was supposed to be raining. Carrie, did you watch any Doctor Who when growing up?
I did when growing up, yeah.
When you were growing up?
Yeah, that was like the original Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, I see.
Which was what? Hartnell or some of the new stuff? Or when you say original Doctor?
Oh, heck.
It wasn't that old black and white stuff I was just showing.
Oh, God, no, it wasn't that, no.
Yeah.
There was a black and white one?
Yeah, going back a bit. That's going back a bit.
It started in...
When was that?
1963, November of 1963.
Yeah, I wasn't born till 1983.
I know. My daughter was born in 86. So
I was going to say
83. I would have been a junior in high school, and Dave would have been out of high school. Hey, Shadowhawk.
I was going to say these young people, Rex.
These young people.
Hi, Gary.
Did Doctor Who ever?
39 counts as young.
Did Doctor Who ever scare you as a child? Some of the creatures or anything? No.
No, No, I'm not easy scared.
Well, they scared Texas Dave. You know,
Yeah, I was
Dave?
scared. I was
Yeah.
scared. Yeah.
And he was there for the very beginning of it in
Mm.
1963. A kid. He was about what, 10 years old?
9.
9. Okay, close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And you got to see some episodes that were wiped clean, that were destroyed.
Yeah.
That's if
Yeah,
I could
yeah, I mean-
transplant your brain and like take its memories, I would love to be able to see, you know, some of these lost classics like Marco Polo or and some of them were gone for a while, you know, even while I've been collecting in the last 6 years. Some of
Yeah.
them have resurfaced and been put
They
on
have. Yeah.
on DVD, and now they're doing Blu-ray sets of different seasons, and it
Because
is
the
like
only-
old movie, huh?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the first Doctor and the second Doctor, obviously, there's quite a few stories missing, you know, because they've been wiped. And it was only from the Tom Baker era that all the episodes survived. But having said that, one of those stories was only available in black and white, I think.
Was it Sharda?
That's one of them.
Sharda
There was
was
another
not
one that-
not completed
that-
because of a strike.
There was,
Yeah.
but there was also another one. I'm just trying to remember what it was called.
Okay.
Just
I
thinking.
know some of the Pertrees we only have in black and white because
That's right. Yeah.
yeah, and they got colorized or they were
They did.
colorized. What's going on with you today, Shadowhawk?
Oh, not a lot. Got good news when I got home. My daughter told me I got my first sale on the eBay channel. So
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me your handle and I'll have to check that out on eBay.
Oh, sure. It's Hawk Shadow Collectibles.
Hawk Shadow Collectibles.
I
Yeah,
don't know
didn't wanna
why,
get in
but when I
Okay.
saw you
trouble with
mention,
Mr. Valentino.
I got really excited then when you said about your daughter. I thought, oh my god, is he going to tell us he's going to be a granddad?
Oh no. God no, that wouldn't have been a good surprise.
Well, I was going to say, Shadow. I've been selling on eBay now for probably about 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Oh, okay, great.
Well,
So how do you like it?
yeah.
Does it work pretty well for you?
Yeah, it seems to be working out all right. I just keep listing a few new things every week, and eventually they
I've
sell.
only had mine up now for I think a week tomorrow.
Right.
So that's pretty good for first week, I guess.
Well, guess
Yeah.
whose birthday? Yesterday was my mother's birthday, but guess whose birthday it was? Today.
Is that Julie Newmar?
Julie Newmar.
Oh,
She's 89 today.
Is she really?
no.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think this is from a Twilight Zone, isn't it? Where
I
she
was
has the
just
little,
thinking it kind of
has the
looks
little,
like that.
the little devil horns.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite Catwoman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my favorite Catwoman too. She was a beauty. Here she is, and apparently she had a character called April Conquest from the Monkees. Now I used to watch the Monkees. Hey for the Monkees. I know we
I mean,
probably
I've
lost
bet when I
Carrie.
saw
She
it.
doesn't know who the Monkees were, but
I knew who the monkeys were.
you do? Okay. There she is. Oh. I don't remember her on the Monkees, but I have not seen the Monkees in a while.
Yeah,
She was,
I
also,
mean,
she was also in an old black and white comedy series as well, but I can't just remember the name of that either at the minute.
Yeah, she was she was fortunate to be in black and white and color, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize she was in Monkeys either, and I used to watch I was pretty religious when I was a kid watching Monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it.
Now here's a more recent photo of her from 2017. I don't think it even looks like her.
Wow.
Does that look like Julie Newmar? That was in 2017.
Right.
Nice picture, but it doesn't look like Julie Newmar, does it?
I think she must be wearing a wig. by the looks of it.
Oh, you think so?
I think so.
I know she's definitely got gray hair, you know, at 89.
Hmm. Yeah.
Looks like he's still pretty fit.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, keeps in shape. But I'm really excited about that season 2 coming out on Blu-ray. I own a couple of Blu-rays, one Pertwee and one Tom Baker.
Yeah, I
season.
think I've just got the first John Pertwee one, I think, on Blu-ray.
That must, that's the one I have.
Yeah.
Because I think they've only came out with one on him. Of course, so many are missing from Hartnell and Patrick Troughton, but apparently season 2, there's, you know, a complete season 2. I wonder if any of it's animated. I just have to look, you know. There's so much to the Doctor Who lore. Now, can anybody name this character here? I bet Dave can.
Yeah.
Yeah, no idea.
No. She was with the first Doctor.
She was.
And
Shall
left when Ben and Polly came on board as companions.
That's right. Shall I give the name?
And can you name the episode from this picture, Dave?
No, I don't think I can.
Okay, that's when he put the out of order sign on the TARDIS after the police officer came by and tried to get in it, you know, because it was a telephone booth.
Right.
It was her last series that she was in, and it had the supercomputer and had the post office needle or whatever building.
Was it called Wotan? WOTA.
Right, and that was where.
That was a post office telecommunications tower in London.
When it was brand new, just built.
Yeah.
And they called him Doctor Who in that. The computer bring me Doctor Who actually called him Doctor Who in that. That was kind of a. I'm trying to think of the series name. That would be in
the episode title. I'll have a look, see if I can refresh.
Well, not necessarily the episode title, but what War Machine, wasn't it? Yeah, War Machine.
Yeah.
Yep. War Machine's when Polly came on and Ben and when she left. And that was Dodo. Remember Dodo?
I do.
Yeah, what a name for a companion, huh? Come here, Dodo.
Yeah,
I love the Monleys.
Meant to say monkeys.
I know. Yeah, the monkeys were great. Of course, the lead singer, he passed away a few years back. I know Mickey's still alive. They weren't really a band. Shadowhawk probably knows more about this, about the history of the monkeys, maybe, than I do.
You might be able to see that, Rex.
War Machine, yeah, and it's got the machine there, and he's got his little, I don't know, kind of Russian-looking cap on.
Yeah.
But War Machines was one of those again, Dave, that was kind of later in my collection. I'd almost like to have written down when I got what, because I got them out of order. A lot of the Pertwee ones were more expensive on DVD, so I bought those last. Some of them. Now, some of them I, would buy like one Pertwee and then maybe one Tom Baker or somebody else. I was getting, at that time, I probably put a good $2,000 into it, buying them brand new at a bookstore. To get the American versions. Once I got on it, I hit it pretty hard.
Well, I was going to say you would have a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, I would, but and like I say, Enemy of the World came out during that time. Some of the animated stuff had come out. I know the very first animated episode was in the invasion with the Cybermen, which is
That's right.
Excellent story.
Yeah,
some of them are missing, certain parts, and some are totally gone, like Marco Polo.
Yeah.
But hopefully those will be animated.
Yeah,
They're all on.
So.
They're all on audio.
They are. So the audios exist. So hopefully they'll animate those ones as well at some point.
Well, just about a month or so ago, though, Dave, they said that the BBC was not going to animate anymore after Abominable Snowman, which comes out in September.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to, besides the BBC, is going to have to pick up the gauntlet. Of course, we're getting a new Doctor Who after Jodie, but I know Russell T Davies is directing it, but I don't hold out any hope that it's going to be any good.
I don't.
You don't?
Do we know who the new Doctor is yet?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What's his name? Rex, can you remember?
Oh, I really don't care. He's a black gentleman, an actor that I just don't know his name. Yeah, but they did cast a man, and I have no problem with him being a man, a woman. I don't have a problem with him being Asian or black, or I think though that it's uniquely British. And probably should remain so, but I mean, he needs to be a better actor than Jodie. I'm not saying, you can only act to what's written, and what was written by Chibnall was crap.
Well,
there's a lot of people that just love, they'll accept anything. But I just, I mean, even with before that, Peter Capaldi, it was going, his companion. Now they weren't way over the top with it, but she let some people know. Sometimes in one episode, I think I heard her say this 3 times in the episode, I'm a lesbian. Well, okay, once was enough. I mean, what does it contribute to the story, and why does it matter unless you're going to show her getting with somebody? And that's not Doctor Who.
Well, that's it. That's it.
I don't know. They're just they basically shat, to use a British word. Shat. You know this word, Dave?
I'm not familiar with it.
Shat.
I haven't heard it, I don't think.
Oh, you haven't heard it? How about you, Carrie?
I'm just
It may
looking
not
at
be a
you
British word.
Americans say some words. It's hilarious. They shat. Oh, I get you now.
They basically shat on the previous doctors, made it irrelevant. I mean, it made no sense, that
Are you
these two
understanding
kids.
what you're saying, Dave?
Do I what? Sorry, Carrie?
Do you understand the word shat?
I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about
poop.
it.
It means poop.
What?
Poo. It means
poo.
Right.
Okay.
It's another word to say.
How can you be British and not know that word, Dave?
I don't know.
Because it's like a younger generation thing. And I mean, by younger, I mean younger than me.
Right.
Is it really?
Hey, Stephen B.
Yes, it's more like people that's now in their 20s and stuff.
Oh, well, that's why I've never heard it, Rex. I'm too old.
Yes, so am I.
Well, I'm sure I heard it on British TV.
You might have done by somebody younger, of course.
Yeah, I don't go around saying shat or the American equivalent. But
what's the American equivalent?
As the story goes with Jodie, she's playing on a cliff because kids do that, right? And with the Time Lord that would become the Master, and I think the Master pushes her off the cliff, and she's just like, oh, not scared or anything, and dies and regenerates. And the person that picked her up at this spot, whatever, this other place. None of it makes sense to me. She invented space travel all by herself and went off adventuring by herself, and then discovers this child at this place, and it happens to be the doctor, a little girl then, and then once she dies, she regenerates, and then she experiments on the kid and kills her again and again and again to discover the secret of regeneration. It's horrible.
I think Lorenzo's knocked it on the head with William Shatner is known as the Shat, which I have heard of.
Right. William Shatner.
Yes, I've heard of that expression.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I just when you say the Doctor has been millions of different incarnations and that William Hartnell wasn't the first, you've successfully destroyed the lore.
Yeah.
With the new writing. I'm really surprised that I guess they were so effective in doing it that other way. Of course, in the new writing, there's a black woman who is the Doctor, from the future. So they introduced that. And then, of course, a few years ago with Missy, which I thought they did a good job with her as the Master. Although there's toward the end where you had two Masters and then one gets killed. It kind of gets convoluted,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are you laughing at, Carrie?
It's James Hayes' comment, I think.
Carrie's cat did on the floor the other day? Probably so, yeah. Is your cat named Amber Heard by any
No, because that would have meant he did it on the bed.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I had to ask. No, I really didn't have to, but
No, I'd get rid of it. I'd get rid of anything that was Amber Heard related.
Now here's some artwork for the Abominable Snowman. I don't know if this is fan art or what, but this is coming out in September.
Right.
Kind of excited to see these. They weren't exactly scary or my ideal. They look like Teletubbies.
Furry Teletubbies at that.
Of course, robot slaves are the great intelligence, and that's the great intelligence in green there. And the gentleman in the cap on the far right is the father of Watley there, the companion with Jamie.
Yeah, I remember.
Were you aware of that? That he was an accomplished actor back there, wasn't he?
I think he was.
Is this a UK magazine then?
Probably so, because it's talking about Bernard Cribbs, which was in the New Who, and he was also in the movie that was made in the 60s, the second Peter Cushing movie.
Otherwise known as Bernard Cribbins Rex.
Okay.
Hey, quick side question. Are you guys familiar with Liam Gray? He's a Aussie comic book creator. Famous for his rant, but the guy with the green face reminds me of Liam when he's angry.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. They made.
I must admit, I like that cover though, Rex. That's a cool cover.
And but like I say, they weren't they were robots or android. I guess you'd call they were robots, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
controlled robots.
Yeah.
And then in Web of Fear they appear again, so they were kind of a reoccurring monster there for a couple times, weren't they?
They were indeed, because the second appearance was in the London Underground, wasn't it? Story.
Right. And the story goes they built the sets. They asked permission to film down there and they didn't get permission. And then they built the sets and they were so spot on. They said, "When did you break in and film that?" But they had just did the research and built it, to scale and so realistic. They thought that they'd actually went down there and filmed. But
and I think with it being filmed in black and white, it sort of like felt more atmospheric as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is about I was there when, howbeit very young. I was only 3.5 in 1969, but I have a good memory, Dave, for some reason. And I remember when it went from black and white to color. As we mentioned before, like The Invaders were in color, and The Fugitive, the first season, there was only 2 seasons, hunting for the man who killed his wife. And Carrie may have seen
I think there
the
was actually 4 seasons, Rex, of the Fugitive, because the first 3 seasons were black and white, and it was only the final season that was color.
Okay, well, maybe they condensed them down because I have 2 seasons. I have the complete series, and I thought it was 2 seasons, but maybe they combined them and called it 2 seasons. But
maybe.
Thanks for shooting a hole in that, Dave. That almost is that is almost as good as the other day. He said, "Would you stand up and show me your T-shirt?" And I had underwear on, and I had to. He called me out on that. Caught me in a compromising position. Of course, I didn't stand up. Sorry, Dave, but we might have some ladies that might be offended or horrified if I did that.
The kitty has come to visit again.
Yeah, she's looking for attention at this moment in time here.
Yeah,
we can't imagine a time like this. See, this is in 1960 in Italy, and they're all watching the Olympics on a television as a crowd, because not everyone had TV.
That's right.
We take it for granted that everybody has TV today, but I remember our first color TV. I believe it was an RCA, and it was a piece of furniture. It had 4 legs on a box,
oh yeah,
and it was, of course, wider than a flat screen TV. And 4 seasons. Okay, Apex says 4 seasons. I guess they condensed it down into, 2 things. I don't know in the DVD set that I have, but the first 2. Then what was it? The first 2 seasons were in color, and the last 2 were in color.
The first 3 seasons were black and white. The final season was in color.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a very American thing. We'll see if it is popular in England or not. But back when they had those big console set TVs, I know here in America, a lot of people, when they died, because those old TVs were so heavy, you just use that as TV stand for the new TV, and you put it right on top.
Yeah, I can believe that.
I think I've had to go up and adjust the, up on top of the house and adjust the antenna, or go to the set itself if you have rabbit ears. Huh?
Yeah.
We used to have one of those. You could rotate it, to get because we're close to Chicago, so we would,
right
west, I think.
That was high tech, my friend. High.
Yeah, if we wanted
sure was back in those days. I was going to say, Rex, that when Doctor Who went to color, I still had a black and white TV, so I didn't even know it had gone to color.
Okay, so that would have been like in 1970, I think, when Pertwee came in.
Yeah, I think it was either 70 or 71. It was something like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a color TV till about 1983.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when I used to watch Star Trek, guess what? It was in black and white.
Wow, Dave. I mean, there were certain cartoons that I thought were in black and white because they did have black and white cartoons as well.
Well, they did. They did. Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
But I was going to say the first season of the Flintstones was black and white, wasn't it?
Okay. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. But
unless I'm getting mixed up with another series.
You remember Get Smart?
I do.
Yeah. Now I know the pilot, which is in the first season. I only own the first season of Get Smart because that's
Right.
one like Beverly Hills. I watched again and again and again, and I know about. It's not that
Yeah.
I don't like it, but I've just seen it so many times. Maybe one of these days, after I've forgotten about it a little bit, I'll go back and get those. But for now, I've seen them so many times. You know, I don't care really to invest the money to get a hard copy of them. But good TV. But I've just seen it so many times. And Get Smart
Yeah.
was one of those. And the pilot was in black and white, but the rest, you know, the series was in color.
It was. That's
But
right.
the
Because
pilot was filmed in black and white. And I
I
don't
was
know if
going
the
to say I
pilot
have a
was.
full set of those too. Sorry.
Yeah, and I know one car. I know like Heathcliff. No, it wasn't Heathcliff. It was Ignatz the Mouse cartoon, and I always thought it was in black and white. But then when they came out in early on VHS, and I got a VHS of that. It rarely had garish animated colors, you know, like bright acid pinks and, you know, things like that. And I was like, that's not how I remember it. Because we remember it the way we saw it, right? In black and white.
Well, that's it.
Even though it was in color.
I mean,
Bonanza
Yeah.
and Gunsmoke, longtime westerns that ran 20 years. It went from black and white to color, of course.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was just going to say that back in 1969, I just started work, and about 2 or 3 months later, I found out one of the ladies that worked at the shop had a colour TV. So at that time, Star Trek was being broadcast on BBC One. And when I found out it was on and she had a colour TV, I thought, I'll ask her if I can come round and watch an episode.
Right.
In colour on her TV. So that was the first.
Yeah, I mean, people used to kind of go over to other people's houses who had TV, and it was an event, wasn't it, to watch a show together, because not everyone had a TV, so they kind of shared, or you know, if you had a TV, if you had a TV, it was something special, and if you had a color TV, it was really special.
Absolutely.
Now, Shadowhawk, I wanted.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, when I saw the very first episode of Star Trek in color, it kind of blew me away. It was a bit like going from a black and white comic to a color comic.
Now, Shadowhawk,
Yes, sir.
They've got something new coming out.
Yeah, I saw this just the other day. Jim was actually on a stream talking about it, and I had not heard about this, man. And I'm very disappointed because my local comic book shops have gone very, very woke, shall we say. Most of the people that work in there have purple and blue hair, and I really doubt if I'm going to be able to find a copy of this on the comic book.
It's called The Last Shadowhawk. I guess 30th anniversary up there of Image, a Valentino cover, Jim Valentino. Is that how you say his name?
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jim Valentino. Yeah, I was actually on stream with him the other night. He appreciated my screen name. I was happy about that. I was worried that maybe he might be like, "Hey, yeah."
Hey, Lobot.
Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Lobot.
Blue Harvest. You know, some more of your UK buddies. Hey, Paul. I don't know if Paul's been in here again before. Yes, he has, because he has a wrench. So hopefully everybody has a wrench. Just checking over the chat real quick.
Quite a few new names lately.
Yeah, there's been a few that's been in here a time or two that you may have missed or being, you know, not back from work, you know, like getting in. Yeah, that's it. Episodes, Winston cigarette commercials, opening and closing sequence were always produced in color. Thus, the color versions of the Rise and Shine opening closing credits that now air. Yeah, and I don't know if it was the same over in England, Dave, but over here you had like Chesterfield cigarettes or Lucky Strike, or you had Dawn dishwashing, or Kellogg's. Kellogg's would, or Kellogg's would sponsor a whole show, and all they would get most of the commercial time.
Yeah, I think that was more. I think that was more an American thing than a British thing, to be honest. Yeah, the sponsorship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Captain Crunch.
Okay. The Flintstones was broadcast in black and white for the first 2 seasons, 1960 to 62.
Yeah.
Wow, I would love to see the Flintstones in black and white. I really would. That would be a trip.
Them as well. Surprise, surprise.
Let me make sure, just to make sure, because go up here and make sure everyone has a wrench. If you could do that for me, Lorenzo, too, just double check all the comments up here. I think everyone has a wrench. He usually tells me if someone doesn't. If they're coming in from Twitch and other things like that, I can't wrench them. But if they're on YouTube, I'm happy to wrench everyone. And that way you can drop your links to your channels and things.
I've not heard that word before either, Rex. Wrench?
What's that? Wrench? Okay, a wrench is on YouTube.
Right.
And it makes you a moderator.
Oh,
I believe in England, Dave, they call him a spanner.
Do they? Oh, right. I've not heard of that, Gary. Have you?
I don't know if you're right about that one. I think you.
I might be wrong.
Captain Time Lord was supposed to join us today. Now here's a shot of the early days of it in the TARDIS. There behind the scenes, of course, he's out of costume.
Yeah.
And you get to see, and it's in color. You get to see what color the console was and the environment that they acted in. The console is very detailed, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see a few door. I can see 1 or 2 door handles in there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, it looks, it looks a lot better in color in a way. I mean, as far as looking scientifically, interesting than what you saw in black and white sometimes.
Well, I was
really
going to say,
feature.
I was just going to say, Rex, it's a bit like somebody over here has been colorizing some stills from 5XL5 and Supercar, and they've done a fantastic job on it from black and white color.
And a lot of those were wiped, I know.
No, they all exist.
Oh, okay. I know some of the early, 60s TV kind of got wiped out, certain.
Well, luckily
certain
luckily those series all survived, surprisingly.
Yeah. This console was just made out of wood and different things. I mean, cheap, kind of on the cheap, really.
Yeah, they were on a bit of a tight budget.
I forget the actress name that's there with Hartnell, but she's very famous. I've seen her in many different things before. I even knew she did Doctor Who, and she was killed off as a companion, one of the few companions to die. You could call her a companion. Kind of went after the Doctor and them at first, and then kind of came over to the side. She aged to death, Dave. And then back in the 80s, I believe in Sylvester's time, she makes a reoccurrence as another character.
Right.
So she acted in Who a couple times, but decades apart. I wish I knew her name because she's done several things.
I can't think of her name at the minute either.
Yeah. She was on that planet where they had invisible creatures, and they would do just the footsteps.
Right. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember that story.
Yeah, and the way they do that is like have it like the foot imprint cut out, I guess, and then the sheet there, and then they just lower it, and the dirt that's been placed on top, falls down with it when they.
I think that was a Tom Baker story, was it?
Well, I think they did that actually in a couple different things,
Right.
early
Yeah.
on and then later with Tom Baker.
Yeah.
You know, all done practically, and I think things look more realistic sometimes when done practically than when than when you do it by CGI or C. Am I saying that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Now here is another show that was out in the '60s, Gilligan's Island. This is
Oh
actually
yeah.
at Tina's wedding, and the whole crew showed up. I think Gilligan's Island it started out in black and white as well,
Yeah.
and then quickly went to color.
That's right. And of course, Jim Backus did the voice of Mr. Magoo, didn't he?
Mr. Magoo, that's right. He did some, yeah. Alan Hale. Alan Hale was the skipper, and his father was an actor too. He's one of those that was, like a son of an actor. Now, Bob Denver. Now, I don't know that I ever watched it. If I did, Dobie Gillis.
Doesn't ring a
Remember
bell with
Dobie?
me.
Did you ever see Dobie Gillis?
I can't say I have.
I remember the show, but I don't think I ever really watched it.
Okay. Well, they started out in black and white and then went to color, which really kind of added to that show because you're on a tropical island, right? So you need to be able to see the green and the trees and things like that. So
But there again, it's a bit like, I was going to say, it's a bit like the series I Dream of Jeannie, because the first season of that was black and white too.
Yeah, I mean, when entertainment's just changed over time. Really, I think we forget how neat it was. Look at this. Look how the theaters went all out when Dracula came out.
Yeah, they did.
And this is the Dracula of from the Hammer film from 1958.
Yeah.
That's in London's Gummit Hay Market.
Well done, Rex. Yeah.
Okay. Is that still existing, or do you know?
I would imagine it doesn't exist as a cinema anymore.
Right. Yeah. It's too bad.
Whether the building still exists, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, but we used to do the very same thing over in America. They would have these big, elaborate posters, and I mean, they decked out their whole theater.
Well,
Do not see it alone. Dracula, Peter Cushing, and Christopher Lee. Every night he rises from his coffin bed silently to seek the soft flesh, the warm blood he needs to keep himself alive. Dracula.
It certainly grabs your attention, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Dave.
including the Dracula bit at the top.
Was Dobie Gillis or one of his friends a bit of a beatnik? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was during the beatnik, early 60s time. Yeah. Alan Hale, and he spells Alan like my middle name. Alan Hale Jr., son of Alan Hale Sr. Yep. He was the skipper. 1958 Hammer Films. Yes. Yeah, he did play like a beatnik. I think he even had a little goatee. I've seen him. I don't really remember that much about Dobie Gillis, but I am aware that he did play kind of a goofball character, almost like Gilligan was, but it was Dobie Gillis that came out in the early 60s, around 62, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
60s. Before I was born, Carrie. Before I was born.
I was going to say, Rex, were you aware that there was also a cartoon series called Gilligan's Planet?
Yes, I watched that when it
yeah.
came out. Yeah.
Right.
I think Filmation did that.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah. Yeah, Filmation was the last animated movie, animated all in-house animated show. And then just cost-wise, it could be done cheaper overseas and kind of drove them out of business. Their most successful, they ran from like the mid 60s to like the end of the 80s. So they ran for about 25 years. And their most successful cartoon was the He-Man series.
Yeah.
The most lucrative. The most lucrative.
Didn't they do Thundercats too?
No, I don't think they did.
Okay.
No. You can really tell the Filmation style, can't you, Dave?
Well, they also did. I was going to say they also did Star Trek, of course, didn't they?
Star Trek, right? And Star Trek got its only Emmy for best daytime children's programming, which Scheimer, that was over Filmation, he said, I don't think we really should have got it. It really wasn't TV for children. It was played up serious. It had a lot of the same writers that were in Star Trek. Chekhov, the gentleman that played Chekhov, he wrote his first thing for TV ever. He got to write an episode of it for the animated series. But it did win an Emmy, beating out at least Captain Kangaroo that year, I know, which I loved Captain Kangaroo till I kind of grew out of it.
By the way, a bit of trivia for you on what we were just talking about. Ed Bishop did a voice over for one of the one of the characters in an episode of the animated series of Star Trek, who played Commander Straker in UFO.
Oh, okay. That's neat to know. I'm not sure I knew that. I have watched some documentaries and stuff. It's neat when these actors, some predicted that he would be big, and he never kind of got it, did he, Dave?
He managed to get into James Bond, though, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, more than, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, a couple of times, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there were large roles, but yeah, he's part of the James Bond lore. Of course, a lot of as we've discussed, a lot of the James Bond actors that acted in James Bond also Doctor Who at different times.
I think that includes Shane Rimmer as well.
There were British actors that acted in Star Wars. Were in Doctor Who. So I love finding that out. That they've done other things besides what you traditionally know them at. That was always a good one. Because I'm pretty good at recognizing faces.
I was going to say that when I watch old episodes of The Saint and the Avengers, it's surprising who turns up.
Yeah, I have not seen a lot of The Saint, which of course there was Roger Moore. He was really the third Bond because he did the one movie. But probably you would say he was, after the original Bond, was the most successful. He had a good long run till he really aged out, in the role. He probably should have gave it up before he started really looking older, but I loved them and they were making money, I guess.
Yeah. Another series, of course, it started off in black and white.
Now, Gary Anderson's British cult sci-fi masterpiece UFO came darn near close to being made into a feature-length movie series, didn't it?
Yeah, I think it did.
And but it and with Gary Anderson, his wife, till they got a divorce, worked with him quite closely. And
yeah, she designed the costumes and the various voiceover artists. I think she organized.
okay, yeah, they were kind of a couple, weren't they? In British TV.
Mm-hmm. They were.
Yeah, I'm excited about the second season because Hartnell, if any doctor deserves some respect, it's him, because it started with him.
Yeah.
And they haven't, I guess, because of missing episodes and things like that, they haven't put things together into a Blu-ray set for him yet. But now we're going to get one, so now I think you can go and pre-order that. Of course, they're expensive, and like the Colin Baker one's really expensive. I think like over £100.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
They're not cheap, even when they come out. Do you have any? If not Doctor Who, maybe something else. Do you collect the steel books? The steel
Not
case?
really. Not really. I have a Terminator film steelbook, I think, but that's probably about it.
Carrie, do you have any steelbook DVDs or Blu-rays? Do you know what we're talking about with steelbook?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay,
I'm a bit stingy, and it means paying extra for something.
Yeah. I've got a few steel books, various things. I know I got one of the animated steel books, I think, of Doctor Who. I'll have to show that next week, but because I didn't pull anything except for this again, and this is by Maureen O'Brien, The Rescue, written by Ian Martyr. I just like the mysteriousness that is so mysterious, Dave. This story, and of course you get introduced to Vicky and almost like a dead world, a rocket ship, and it was a simple 2-part story, The Rescue, and then it went in. They did something right after that, which was really the first Doctor Who comedy, I guess you could call that, The Romans.
Yeah.
I don't know which was done first. I'd have to look on my list. Was the Gunfighters or the Romans first?
It must have been the Romans. I'm not sure though, without checking.
I think it would be the Romans because Vicky's there, and in the Gunfighters, the companion was Dodo, which came with Peter Purvis.
That's right.
So that would have came later, but now that's kind of a comedy too. The Gunfighters,
a little bit,
a little bit, especially the singing. They make them sing at the piano.
Yeah,
it's god awful.
It is. It's not
now.
good.
Yeah. And as you mentioned before, there's a connection in the Gunfighters. It's that one guy that did. I thought I muted that. That's California calling again, but I must have blocked them because it only got like 1.5 rings. I tell you, I've gotten from all over the U.S. and even the Ukraine and other places out of the country. You get one of these smartphones and you get all these telemarketers from all over.
Yeah.
And then some of it, I think, are probably election. It's an election year, and they're probably trying to sell me something, and I'm not buying it, Dave.
Luckily, I'm not too bad over here with things like that. Touch wood.
Now, did you bring us some Doctor Who? I'm chomping at the bit to do some Doctor Who guessing.
Oh, no. Yes, I have. I've got some more cards.
Okay, well, let's embiggen you, and let's take a look at those cards.
Right.
What'd you say, Shadowhawk?
I said, look out, here we go. You were on fire last time, right?
Yeah, I'm
Oh.
testing the memory because I
I
haven't
was
really.
going to say, Rex, the last time we showed some cards was 2 weeks ago, so we'll see how you do.
Okay. Let's see if I've lost my memory since then. Oh, Pertwee. Okay, there's unit, there's the sergeant, and there's the brigadier. Can I say it again, Dave?
You can.
Okay. I'm gonna guess on this one. Inferno.
Right. I don't think it says Rex on the back.
It doesn't say. Well, Dave, why show me that, Dave?
Well, why
If
did
I
I
guess-
show you that? Why?
Then I got it right by default. Yay!
I reckon you did. Let's.
I don't
let's
know. What
just
do
go
you
through
think,
them all.
Crude? Should he give me that one? He doesn't have the answer. He's throwing out questions without knowing the answer.
Yeah, I don't know if it had the answers.
That was
on
kind
the
of a
last one.
generic card. That was hard to identify and really, unless you're,
These
know
are
the
just
set.
generic cards, so we'll just go.
Oh,
with
the
that.
master.
So you don't really have to guess because some of these will be publicity stuff.
Delgado, right?
Yeah.
The master.
Yeah,
What was
right.
his full name? Do you know his full name?
Roger DeGaulle.
And there he's with the sergeant, right?
Yeah, Sergeant Benton.
Sergeant Benton. Now, he started out as a stuntman. He was an early Cyberman in costume on Mondays.
Yeah.
Still living. Of course, the master, Delgado, he was killed in a car crash.
He was. That's
Okay,
right.
now this is this is first season with Pertwee because that's Caroline, his companion that was there for one season, right?
Yeah. So the lady's name was what in the show? Can you remember? What her character name was?
Oh, not right off the top of my head, no. I'd have to think about it.
Dr. Elizabeth Shaw.
Elizabeth Shaw. Okay, that's right.
it. And
Yep.
Brigadier
She was
Lethbridge Stewart.
Lethbridge Stewart, right? Of course, he had already met, first appeared with the first Doctor, but as Lethbridge Stewart, with Patrick Troughton. There's old Bessie, right?
Yeah.
The car. And there's
That's it.
Elizabeth Shaw again. And his hair is short, so that's probably well, it has to be the first season because she only did one season.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
I'd like to have that car, Dave. Okay, now I'm going to say that's Inferno right there. For sure.
Let's see if I can find
If it tells. Because she's got the long hair and
Yeah.
the control is in this like little warehouse type thing. I'm going to say that's Inferno.
It doesn't say again, but it just mentions about the Silurian plague.
Now, Carrie and Shadowhawk, in Inferno, he goes to an alternate universe.
It is Inferno. You're right.
Ha ha!
Well done.
Yes.
That was Inferno. Right.
That was kind of a different one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Now there's Katie Manning.
Yeah.
And she's still alive.
Josephine Grant.
Josephine Grant was her character name.
That's right.
Look at that belly. Oh, I see a belly button. Oh, my. Needs a little tan there. She's about as white as I am. That's,
how about that one?
Yeah. Yeah, you can always tell with Pertwee what kind of season it was, how much hair he had, and how bouffant it was.
True.
And then, of course, he had, he had several companions. He had 3 companions at least. Sarah Jane there toward the end.
Yeah.
Because he got to transform into Tom Baker, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Now, oh yeah, that's Paladin. They had a twofer with them. I love that because it's got kind of got the ambassador of the Ice Warriors.
Yeah, I think the story was called The Monsters of Peladon, if I'm not
Monsters
mistaken.
of Paladin, and then there was a sequel, a sequel to that later.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And one of my favorites is Seeds of Death with Patrick. Seeds of Doom, isn't it? Or
yeah, I think it's called Seeds of Doom. Yeah,
Seeds of Doom, and that was the second appearance of the Ice Warriors, I think. Now there he is with Sarah Jane, and look at that hair. See, that's later. He's got it really. He's a dandy. He's a dandy.
He certainly is in that one.
As he was called in the Three Doctors by the first Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
A clown and a dandy. Oh, that's the flying car.
The flying car.
Yeah, it could fly.
Okay. A nice black and white shot there.
Yeah, with Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
And I would let's see. That was in more than one episode, I think. But there's Tom Baker, that's probably first season because his hair wasn't as boofy either at the beginning.
That's true.
That might be in something like Robot, his first appearance.
Could be. Yeah, I think it is now.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Robot had a giant robot basically in it. And they almost launched nuclear warheads in that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now he ran for 7 seasons, so does it now? A fan of his made the scarf, didn't she?
I'm not sure. Possibly.
Yeah, it was sent to him, and he kind of wore it, and it kind of became part of his character.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't kind of. It did. It's probably that and K9 are probably the most memorable. Now that is, oh, don't tell me. Yeah, they actually issued guns. She's got a gun there. Yeah. And that's a mummy. That's a robot mummy.
That's right.
Oh, everybody loves this one.
You sure do.
Shoot. You gonna tell me the title?
The title was
Mars. Something Mars.
That's right. It was wasn't Invaders from Mars, was it? That was the film.
Robots of Mars or something.
Robots of Mars. It might have been.
It was. They were kind of there during that time doing riffs on the Hammer films, weren't they?
Yeah.
And there's Nyssa and the second Master.
That's
I thought he made a pretty good Master.
I think he was called Anthony Ainley, the second Master. And Tegan.
Tegan, right?
Yeah.
Now she's going to make an appearance, and she may be killed off in New Who.
Right.
She appears with Ace.
Okay.
In New Who coming up, so it'll be exciting for them to kill off the classic and then convert the first female Doctor back into a man.
At least James Hayes got it right with the Pyramids of Mars, by the way.
Pyramids of Mars. That's right.
That was what we were looking for.
It's okay. Now the villain's great in it. Yeah, now that's Davidson, aka real name Moffat, Peter Moffat.
I think this photo's from Logopolis.
Logopolis, yeah. I was trying to think of that a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of a strange one, really. Logopolis is.
It was a bit, yeah.
The Caves of whatever was his last. Azur.
Yeah, the Caves of Androzani, I think it was.
Okay, Androzani, right. That's when they tell you what the celery in his lapel's for.
Yeah.
That Davidson said, yes, I'll wear it, but I want it explained by the time I leave. And they did. Um, one of my favorites is when they go back to the 20s,
Yeah.
1920s. Oh, and there's Chameleon, and and I really didn't like the American so much as
Yeah. Perry.
Perry. Just okay, I'm an American in a British show. It just wasn't a good fit.
Yeah. It didn't seem quite right to me.
I liked the character, but
yeah,
and she was gorgeous, to look at.
Mhm.
But oh, now that right there is from the caves.
Yes, it is.
Yep, where she's dying, and basically he gives up his life and regenerates.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
I don't think they. I guess he turns into Colin Bacon. Hmm. I can't tell who either of those are. Is that same character? Same
I think it's Perry
companion?
on the left. I think it's Perry
Perry.
on the left.
She got a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
hair.
so.
A lot of hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
They
sure
would
who the
shave
chap
off.
is. Well.
They would give her a skull cap and shave her bald, and she would get married to blind Brian Blessed.
Right.
But you wouldn't know what happened to Perry till Colin Baker years.
No.
Because they worked her into the trials. Who's that? I
That
can't tell.
is. I think that's Perry. Perry again.
Is it Perry again? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Staked out.
Yeah.
That happened to Ian in the old black and white. And ants was going to eat him. I think they might even put honey on him. I don't know, but
I think
he
you'll
gets
know
out.
this one, Rex.
That's Ace.
Yeah. Because she's coming back into the program, isn't she?
Yeah, along with Tegan.
The new ones.
And I've heard rumors they might kill Tegan.
Right.
Yeah. Now she still looks like her Ace character, but Tegan, she doesn't look like Tegan anymore.
True.
Slingshot. Yep.
Yeah.
She was a bit rough about, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a bit more.
She's how I kind of envision Carrie.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Carrie?
That's how you envision.
Yeah, that young and vibrant and sort of,
You charm a Rex. I ain't young.
Now wait a minute. Bring that back up, Dave, because
Sorry, Rex.
that episode's probably Silver something.
Nemesis? Silver Nemesis.
Silver Nemesis. Was I right?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was about the only time they encountered the Cybermen.
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo has a question, so let's pause here for a second.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, Perry was there to model bikinis. Yeah, her first shot was on a boat, right? And she dived into the water.
Yeah.
Did Tom Baker ever bake anything on the show, like maybe a loaf of bread? I don't think I ever saw him cook.
I think that's just a bit of a tongue-in-cheek comment, Rex.
Really, Tree Goblin? You don't like the Cybermen? Are you more a Dalek fan or Ice Warriors or I know who you like, Tree Goblin. You like those pizza monsters that look like pizza. You know who I'm referring to, Dave?
I think I do. But speaking of the Daleks,
the Zygons. I think Tree Goblin liked the Zygons.
Speaking of Daleks,
there's the Daleks, and that would have been later in the 80s because they're white and gold.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm thinking the Silvestri story.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Yeah. Oh, and in one of those, the guy was from UFO. The actor was from UFO. Now that's a blown up Dalek, right? With where you actually get to see the mutated
Yeah,
creature inside.
it is indeed.
Yeah. Now, how old are those cards, Dave?
These cards were published in 2000 by Strictly Inc. Limited.
Okay, so they're 22 years old. Okay.
Show you the back of it.
Okay. Yeah, got little creatures back there. Little Tom Baker, I think.
Yep. There's another one for you. Yeah, 22 years old, these cards. Wow.
Yeah. And then, of course, Colin Baker with his coat of many colors.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed, see, that has a white with gold balls. Dalek.
Yes, right. So I gathered you were going to say Dalek. Sorry.
Cybermen scared me in my childhood. Okay. My mom had to convince me Cybermen weren't real. Wow. I still hide behind the sofa at times. I really like Tom Baker's look with the long hair. Yeah. He had that afro going on, didn't he?
He did.
Okay. Now, I don't know who's squaring off with Davros, but that's Davros.
I think that's Tom Baker.
Okay. So that's probably from Genesis of the Daleks.
Yeah. I'm just trying to not catch the light with these because they're quite shiny.
Glossy.
Shiny.
Davros. Yep.
Yeah.
So his eyes were stitched together, weren't they? And he had a third eye in his forehead.
He did there, yeah.
They never gave you an explanation for all that, did they?
Not really. Not really.
His look and everything, how they, why he wound up in the sort of Dalek bottom or wheelchair. Now that's interesting. Oh, that's a Cyberman. Okay. I didn't even know what it was for a minute. I was like, what is that? Okay. People that like Cybermen, see your freaking tree goblin out. He's saying, no. He's hiding behind the sofa as we speak.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Oh, I should know that one. That's very distinctive. It's probably the trial of Doctor Who.
Yeah, not sure. I hate it when they don't put episode titles on. We've only got another handful to go, Rex.
Another handful? Okay.
But I do have another set of cards. But I'll save them for another time.
Is that a Cyberman there?
Yeah, I think it is.
Cybermen?
Yeah.
It controls, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that know Cybermen, you're really into freaking Tree Goblin Owl, aren't you?
Well, how about this one for Tree Goblin?
It's just the luck of the draw, right? It's Cybermats. Cybermats.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Cybermats
with little eyes on, see?
Yeah, Cybermats were in Patrick Troughton's Tomb of the Cybermen. And that was thought to be lost, but now they found it. Come on, man, he says. He's doing his best presidential impersonation. Come on, man. Delgado, again, as the master. He had a whole season where he was the villain in the whole season.
He did, that's right.
With the Autons.
Yeah,
the Autons were kind of scary.
I think it was called Terror of the Autons, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, now that's when he's got the general's face. When he impersonates the general.
That's right.
That would have been the Autons.
Yeah, I'm guessing it would be.
Yeah. Oh, now that the female Time Lord that the Master's addressing?
The Nestine consciousness, is that it? Not sure. Not sure on that one.
Because they had a female Time Lord show up.
Yeah.
She was later though. I don't know that she wasn't with Delgado.
No.
Oh, that would be on Gallifrey.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that looks almost like a shot from the Three Doctors. In color.
I know this next one was on Gallifrey as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got the Gallifrey fiberglass. They look like fiberglass. That must be the president that was assassinated.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leader. This is the last card.
Oh, that's Sharda.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yep. That was
the last two cards are your checklist cards.
Checklist.
You probably
now, how many cards in that set, Dave?
How many cards? 120.
Oh, that's a big set.
Now, Tree Goblin wants to know if you have. Now, this is referring to New Who. Do you have any Billie Piper pictures?
I may have in one of my magazines that I've still not shown yet.
I have one of her cassette CDs. Her music.
That's how thick the cards are altogether.
Whoa, that is quite a set.
Yeah, it is.
That's them. I hope you enjoyed those, Rex.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed testing my memory. It tells me It tells me I need to go back and watch some episodes, though. I could, if you're going to start and go through all of them, you're going to be taking a good month out of your life, I think. And that's some real binge watching. 26 years and 26 days, let's say.
Well, yeah.
It would take a whole month. I mean, you'd have to watch.
I take it you were also aware, Rex, that Marvel Premier did a few Doctor Who stories, didn't they? I think it was Marvel Premier.
In the comics.
Yeah. In the American ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's only been in the last year or so that I've got 1 or 2 issues of it. Like I say, I used to despise that. Because I didn't think Doctor Who fit in the Marvel Universe. I took the Marvel Universe very seriously, maybe too seriously, but things like that and toys like Micronauts, although they had such great art, especially early on by Michael Godin, and some I passed up.
This is the next set of cards for next
Second
time.
deck. Okay. Now, when did those come out? When did that set come out? Did they come out as 2000 as well? Billie's music was probably the first girl power music. Wow, I didn't know that. I haven't listened to it.
2006, I think, Rex, for this
Still
set.
sealed up, collectible. Not gonna open it.
2006 for those.
Oh, hey, Pops.
Hi, Pops.
She's better than Lennon and McCartney. Well, okay.
I'm going to have to find a photograph now, aren't I?
Well, what year did you say those came out? That set?
You mean the second set?
The second set.
2006.
So after the other one. Okay.
So about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Now, Carrie, you probably watched New Who, right? Like David Tennant or Matt. What's his name?
That's a bit too new for me.
Oh, do you go further back than that?
Yeah, I was watching it in the 90s. Did.
You were watching it in the 90s. Okay. So, do you
Yeah,
know the
80s,
doctors?
90s would have been when I was watching it.
Okay, but you were showing
David Tennant
the.
was more recent, wasn't
Yeah, he
I was
was.
going to
Yeah.
say, Kerry,
Around
do you remember
2010 was it?
watching these with Sophie Aldredon?
Yeah. Ace.
I wonder if Kerry remembers those then, because
Yeah,
that was
that would have been.
1987.
Yeah, they
87?
ran all the way up to 89, I think.
Yeah.
And then Paul McGann was the fill-in in the movie, the one-shot movie. Bonnie, yeah, she was pretty. She was kind of a fun companion. Always trying to get him to drink his carrot juice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Work out and Janet
Fielding?
Fielding, yeah, she just was Australian, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Played
she
an
was.
Australian character, and she
Yeah.
she wanted to get back to her own time and place. She wanted to get off of there,
There you go, the 1980s.
and she just kind of left the show, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonnie, it was in everything.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Does that mean she was an actress outside of Doctor Who, or yeah,
She
John
was in other
Leeson?
programs as well.
Now,
Yeah,
I
John
have his
Leeson did the voice of K9.
voice, right? I've got his autograph on a couple things along with Tom Baker's.
All right.
Yeah. Now he's still alive, isn't he?
Think so.
I think he is.
Not sure.
You know, it's really sad when I love it so much, and I really didn't give it much credence for a long time. But I do, like I say, I do like the old. Yeah, I've got her autograph in a Target book.
Right.
Yeah. Now she was something for the husbands and fathers to look at. Scantily clad. She was on TV all the time. Okay. Let's see. It's Colorado calling this time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very popular, Rex. Very popular.
Now that character right there didn't do much, did he?
No, I don't think he did. You know.
No, he started out with, but he didn't have much to do because Tom Baker was so animated.
That's right.
There he is in Robot. He's the doctor, and then he kind of gets swept up and with the doctor, and he was kind of a klutzy character, wasn't he?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna block them so they can't call me. Yes. Now Elizabeth Sladen, I was like, ugh. What do you think, Shadowhawk? Was she your favorite companion? Or do you have a favorite companion?
That's if Shadowhawk's still with us.
Yeah. He may have bowed out. He may be getting eyes. Kind of had she was beautiful at the time. And basically her acting skills were, I mean, she screamed all the time.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
I mean, I guess to a certain point, all the companions did, especially the women companions. I mean, the actress that played Susan. Oh yeah. Now, Wendy Bradbury played in a movie where they actually see. No, I'm not going to mention that. Yeah, she posts on Twitter all. Oh my! I might have to mute myself for a minute.
I can hear a barking dog.
That's Fraser Hines, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Do you know what happened to him? I mean, he died fairly young, didn't he?
Yeah, he was born in 1942, I think. Let's have a look. That's there. It doesn't. Oh yeah, he apparently it was back in 1998, I think. He fell down some steps and had a heart attack, and he was only 56. Yeah, not that old, really.
Well, I was, Peter Davidson. Yeah.
Peter Purvis.
Peter Purvis. Yeah, not Davidson.
That's it.
Shadowhawk. Oh, he's got a conversation going on with his lovely wife.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, who do you remember as the doctor? Do you know? Was it Tom Baker with the hair? Right there, Tom Baker.
Yeah.
Tom Baker. Now that's one of the later ones when he wore the red. Like it wasn't Legopolis, his last one where he regenerates.
I think it was.
You know, that's his assistant right there. He ended up marrying her later for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while. Yeah, they were dating and got married. Yeah.
Yep.
And she played in Sharda.
I was getting my eBay package put together so I can make some money.
Oh, the companions. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Shadowhawk. Like that money.
So that's the front of the book.
Was it Lissa? What was her name? The one he was talking about got married and
she was after Romana.
Yeah, Romana was the one I was trying to remember. And really Romana was supposed to be this they were supposed to be the same, but they switched actresses and faces.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like she was a Time Lord herself.
And
she was
the
from
original
Gallifrey.
Was the like Jungle Girl, right? With the little loincloth.
Nope.
No, who was that then?
You're thinking Romana was the real elegant one that was in the one where they were trying to put together all the crystals like Armageddon Factor.
Okay. What was the name that I'm thinking of? Lissa? Is that?
Yeah, maybe Lissa. Was it Lissa? The one you're saying he later got married to?
No, not that one. The one before her. She was a dark-haired girl. She was like a little jungle costume. She was hanging out with Tom Baker for a while.
Oh, right.
Have you seen this book, Rex?
No, I have not.
She was a cutie.
Time frame. Okay, the illustrated history. Yeah. Written by another David.
Yeah.
Good looking tome right there, man. I like that.
Yeah. Hey, Fanta.
Sick too, dude. Look at that.
Are you in Scotland? Carrie, do you know if she's in Scotland or?
I should have say hello.
I'm sorry, Carrie. You were kind of cracking up there.
I said she is until tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that opener. It shows all the doctors all the way up to the seventh Doctor.
Sylvester, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sylvester was all right. I watched a little bit of him.
You know, you can buy one of those question mark umbrellas. That'll pop.
Yeah.
Well, today, I think I've got. I think I have that on an audio. Some of that artwork on audio. Flame throwing Daleks.
Some nice drawings in this book.
Dillard says I'm also in Scotland. What's today's show about?
What's today's show about, Rex?
Dillard, we know you're lying. They won't let you into Scotland.
Oh, Dillard.
Poor Dillard.
I was going to say, apart from anything and everything, it's been mainly Doctor Who, hasn't it, Rex?
Did the is that from the Aztecs? Artwork from the Aztecs, maybe?
Yeah. No, the rescue. The rescue.
Oh, the rest? No.
Maybe that
Yeah.
small picture. That small picture. Not the rescue.
Oh, yeah, that's of the rescue.
Yeah.
That's this right here, Dave.
That's right.
The one I have.
Now, this is
Yeah.
a photograph of the Radio Times from whatever year it was.
Oh,
And
yeah, I'd like to collect
remember
some.
seeing that for real when it came out, that magazine.
Yeah, and that shows Zarbi, the giant ants from the Web
That's
Planet.
right. And it's a hand drawn Zarbi as well.
Oh, okay.
It's not a
So
photograph.
artwork. Today's
So you've
topic
got-
is Doctor Who.
and that's
But
one
we've
of the
been all
albums.
over the place too. We've been talking about classic TV and stuff.
We have.
Not just Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Even though I might, we didn't have everybody show up. Damn, Shadow, I just got here. Why is the shade? Why the shade?
Sorry.
Yeah, I like that they combined some of the artwork in there, well, along with the telesnaps and everything.
That's it. Yeah, it's a nice book, this, Rex.
It's always a mouthful, isn't it? High phantasmagorical.
That's why
The Celestial Toy Maker. Now, the actor that played the toy maker, he later would become Alfred in Batman.
Right. Okay.
Do you know the actor's name, Dave? That played the Celestial Ghosh or something?
Might be.
Might be.
I found a piece of paper in this book.
Oh, well, maybe it's a pound note.
No, it's just a piece of paper.
It would be great. I guess you wanted to mark that book.
Yeah, I think I was using it as a bookmark.
Now that would be from Power of the Daleks with the hat.
Yeah.
Patrick Troughton's first, and that was all lost. All the episodes of that were lost. They animated that. I remember when it came out on BBC America, and I watched, all the episodes. I was excited. I love when New Who comes out, with Troughton and Hartnell and anything new.
I think I'm going to scare what's his name again with some more Cybermen.
Here's some trivia. Here's some trivia for everybody. What was the famous musical group that almost appeared in person, didn't, but one of their videos did?
On Doctor Who?
On Doctor Who. And I'll give you a big hint. It was a Hartnell. It was the first Doctor episode.
Oh, wow.
Hen says Tom Baker was way before Carrie's time. She is younger than me and was from my early childhood. Yes, but she watched it in the 90s, which were reprints in the dead years of Doctor Who. The answer was the Beatles.
Oh, wow.
I forget the song. I Want to Hold Your Hand or something. I don't know, but they watched the Beatles on one of the devices in the TARDIS.
Yeah, they did. That's right, Rex.
Yeah. I love that device
I'm
too.
surprised the BBC paid the rights for that.
Well, they did want to get the Beatles were, now that is the Crotons.
Yeah.
Yeah, not croutons.
Now these guys I don't remember.
The Crotons were, not really a great story, really, with Patrick Troughton.
Okay. Now, see, I saw a pretty good amount of the original Doctor, and I think I saw maybe a season or two of Troutman, maybe just one. I'm not sure.
Oh, man. Yeah, Troughton. I mean, so many are missing from Hartnell and mainly Troughton's era, but
yeah, I really got
and the original Daleks' first appearance was going to be wiped clean a day later. But a fan showed up and stopped them. It was on a pallet ready to be destroyed.
Wow.
So, and like I say, that's Ambassadors of Death.
It is.
An early first season, John Pertwee. Of course, John Pertwee's son played Alfred as well.
And the new Gotham.
In Gotham TV show, right?
And yeah,
and
Pertwee
that
was
is
really my first
Axos,
stop.
right?
Yeah.
What was the full title of that, Dave? Do you remember?
The Claws of Axis, I think
The
it was.
Claws of Axos, yes.
Oh, the mess.
Oh, there's the demon down there. Hairy demon with the goat-like legs. He was a giant.
Oh,
yeah.
5 rounds rapid to shoot at the stone gargoyle. A famous line by Lethbridge Stewart. Give me 5 rounds rapid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, that is from the Peladon type thing.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, he appears in the past and then later on in their future in the second sequel, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And his own Pertwee's own son was in that. Dave acted with him. Got to act with his own son in Doctor Who. Is that the mutants? I can't tell.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Now the actor that played Lobot in Star Wars in Lando Calrissian's Gas Island, Floating City. There you go. Radio Times with all 3 doctors pictured there. Hartnell would die a couple years later.
That's from 1973, by the way, Rex.
And the actor that played Hartnell in the 5 Doctors years later, he died before he could cash his check, like two weeks after they finished. And there's the Mulgrons, right? Sort of look like Planet of the Apes-like characters.
I think so, yeah.
I always thought that was kind of wild that they kind of did a riff on Planet of the Apes. Dirty, stinking apes. You blew it up. Don't remember the giant dragonfly, but there's a lot more to Doctor Who. There's the novels, there's the annuals, there's
comics.
The comics, yeah.
That's quite a nice painting, isn't it?
That's from the Invader. Or no, I'm sorry, the Invasion of the Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Which they really need to redo that one. They kind of redid the Serpent and Kenda. However you say it. Kenda. They need to redo the dinosaurs because the dinosaurs were pitiful. The Green Cross. Sputnik.
The Green Cross code.
Splink. I can't even read. Sputnik. Sputnik was the first Russian satellite, first satellite up in the air. Has nothing to do with Doctor Who except for space.
Show you that cover.
Yeah, it's great that they show the old Radio Times. If you have those, I imagine they're worth some pretty good money. Of course, there's Tom Baker.
Some of them will be
rejuvenated. Yeah, I mean, I would think any Doctor Who fan would love to see that. I'm excited that we're going to get second season on Blu-ray. I'm going to have to pre-order that. And I guess I'm just going to have to go on Amazon or somewhere because I don't have any place around here where I can pre-order that. I think they're about $80 when they first come out.
Yeah. That's the original advert in the Radio Times for that Doctor Who story, part 6.
I would say that I would wait and let it go down in price, but I can't wait on the second season. I've got to see it.
Yeah.
I don't really think the Doctor Who probably translates into high definition because it was not filmed to be in high definition.
That's true.
And so you see all the wobbly little bits and everything, but
yeah,
Davros, yeah, that's probably from Genesis of the Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of Terry Nation Dalek stories, bunch of them.
They sure did.
Yeah. Now that's from it looks like Carnival of. Did they have Loch Nessie? Didn't he have a Nessie story? He was in Scotland, right? Like Fanta's in Scotland right now. That was the Zygon.
That was Doctor Who and the Loch Ness Monster.
And the
I
Loch
think it's
Ness
from a book.
Yeah, I thought that was Nessie.
Yeah.
Did anyone else like Ace as the Doctor's assistant? Yeah, she was okay. Of course, she'll be in New Who. Oh. Now, wasn't that the story where they had the burning of London?
Doctor Who and the Android Invasion, that was.
Android Invasion, okay. But now they had a story with, was it Davidson, when they had the burning of London? They kind of tell you the cause of the burning of London?
Yeah, I remember seeing it. This is an over 18 picture. Are we over 18 before I show it?
Oh, yeah. We're all over 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Is that who's the actress?
That
I bet I know. That is Katie Manning. I thought it was. She did some risque pictures. Katie Manning did.
Right. Well, it says underneath. It says in an attempt to throw off her Doctor Who image, Katie Manning poses naked for Girl Illustrated magazine, 1977.
Nope, Fanta's mentally 12. Wow. What a slam, Hen. What a slam. Now, Shadowhawk, did you like the barbarian character?
Yeah, this girl, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah, I liked her. I mean, I thought it was different.
She was my favorite companion out of all of them.
Oh, really? Was it because she was kind of learning? Because she kind of had
like the interplay with her and Tom Baker, and plus she was hot, and I was probably 11 or 12, so you know.
Right. Now, the Wang, what is the title, Dave? Wang Chang, whatever title, you know, where he dresses up like Sherlock Holmes. She was the companion in that one.
Doctor Who and the Horror of Fang Rock.
Oh, I love Fang Rock. That's when they're in a lighthouse.
Oh, yeah. That's
right. You get to see the giant Mr. Potato Head, a glowy nemesis to their race for the first time. Dr. Pooh. Okay, here we are talking about scat again. Dr. Pooh.
Is Eric in here?
Bedtime storybook.
Hen says that Fanta's mentally 12, and Fanta says, and proud of it. Yeah, now see that artwork there? I have that on a Target book.
Yes, well,
so this is artwork for the Target books, the novels.
I've actually got a book on all the Target book covers, Rex, for next time.
Okay.
As well.
Oh, that's a terrible shot of Tom Baker.
Yeah. He's like, I'm constipated and I know it.
And bloated.
He was a good actor. He basically said that he played himself.
Yeah.
I love Tom Baker. He's my favorite.
That's your British Doctor Who Weekly #1 there with the free transfer.
I know. I have that one with the free transfer still stuck on there.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I bought it on eBay for less than $30. I know.
Nice.
With the transfer still taped on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good
Doctor
shape.
Who versus Deadpool. Look at there.
And and that's the very first one. So I imagine that'll be worth something.
It looks like a Deadpool hand there. I'm sorry.
Ken says, "Who is everyone's
Oh,
favorite
that one.
doctor?" I think I have to put a caveat
The hand and
that
the
Tom
sword in the
Baker.
foreground.
Tom Baker will always be Doctor Who, but now I've got to give props. I'm the talons of Wing Chang. Yeah, that's it. Kip, that's it. I'm sorry, I just couldn't remember it. Oh, now that's kind of went out of my head. That was kind of a weird one.
At a
The
guess,
Doctor
I would
Who,
the
Doctor Who in the horns of Nimon or Nemon.
That's right. Yeah, all I could think was Nimrod. Yeah, there he appeared as an old man. Is that Megalopolis?
That is no,
Or
it's
Megalos?
Doctor Who in the Leisure Hive. That one.
Oh, the Leisure Hive. Yeah, that was kind of a strange one. The Leisure Hive. Yeah.
I don't know if I remember that one.
By the way, there's even an article here from 1980. I'll just show you that.
Okay.
And the new Who could be a woman, and that was back in 1980.
I'm probably going to cry when Tom Baker passes away. He is in his 80s.
But they were talking about a woman doctor even back in 1980, but it never happened.
Yeah, the first doctor was an old man, and yeah, I really like Hartnell because he started it all.
Yeah.
And I just like old TV.
Yeah,
of course,
I do.
there's the second master there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess these are probably all from Target books, aren't they? Target artwork.
They are indeed, yeah. Logopolis, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Andrew,
they've got the book, you know.
I think Andrew Skittler drew that one, if you know the name.
I like Patrick Troughton.
Was this what would you say his name was, Dave? Sylvester?
Who's that?
They just switched doctors. I think this is the guy that came after Tom Baker.
That's Davidson
Tom
there.
Baker.
That's Davidson after Tom Baker.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah, was it Earthquake, or what was the one that with the Cybermen? They'd not made an appearance for like 5 years.
Earth Shock.
Earth Shock. Yeah, everybody likes Earth Shock. Yeah.
Well, you gotta love the Cyber.
Yeah, I do, but I like the Mondasian Cybermen. Like they appeared in the 10th Planet, where they're more human. It seems more scary to me.
Didn't they have different color variations too on one of those?
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
I think starting in like the Tom Baker era. Yeah, now that was Chameleon, the android that they had shrink with the Master's device, I think, and kill off.
Oh.
Remember the Master's shrinking device?
I do, yeah.
He was a cutie, but who's that?
Is that Perry?
That is both. Not sure. It's a bit unclear, but there's that much writing in here. So I think it's
wasn't the assistant his granddaughter? Yes, Hen. That was the first doctor, and that was Susan.
I think it's a press cutting.
Replaced her.
That picture's a press cutting from Titbits, 4th of February 1984, I believe, Shadow.
Wow.
Now, what would be interesting is the different actors and actresses that were almost in Doctor Who tried out for Doctor Who and later went on to do other things, but never were in Doctor Who. I would like
Yeah,
to see that.
That'd be a cool little side book all by itself.
Yeah, because there was some people. Now that's from Caves of Anyazani, right? The villain.
Yeah, the Caves of Androzani. Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
That was a good story with the Fifth Doctor with Davidson.
Okay,
of course,
so
that was his.
forgive my ignorance, but how long exactly has Doctor Who been running now? How many years?
Well, Doctor Who ran continuously for over 26 years. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the longest running sci-fi show out there. Wow, finally a Mr. Potato Head, a Santaran.
Ah, there he is.
Yeah.
I like those guys.
And all you have to do is hit them on that little device on the back of their neck and they're out like a light. Yeah, it stay on target like Star Wars.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is drop one down that vent.
Now wait, don't you go so fast. That is the two doctors, isn't it? Where he has gray hair. He and Jamie are with Colin Baker. That one I didn't get for a long time because that was very expensive to get in the American version.
How'd you like the cartoon underneath, if you can see it? I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's kind of glary. Yeah, it's kind of small. Yeah. I do see a Dalek there. They are quite distinct.
They're all queuing up for Social Security benefits.
Did the Sarah Jane spin-off series make it over to the USA? I don't think it did, but I do have all 5 seasons, and really it's 4.5 because she's passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Time Slip, isn't it?
Time Lash.
Time Lash. Okay.
That's it.
I get partial credit. It's been a while. Most people don't like Time Lash, but I did. Mr. Patrick Troughton. He was in The Exorcist. He was the priest that got killed, Shadowhawk. Remember? Got skewered by the lightning.
Yeah. That was a good one.
He was the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton. And a good one. He played kind of like a comical Charlie Chaplin. Now, there is the trial of the Time Lord, Colin Baker, and there is the what's the character in the black? He's supposed to be an evil version of Doctor Who, which they've not really explored that. Now, maybe some of the audios has. He's called the V something. What is it? Does it say?
No, it doesn't.
I'll think of it.
Oh, it's an unused jacket painting, it says. For Doctor Who, the Ultimate Four. Yeah.
That was kind of an interesting development. An evil Doctor Who. An incarnation. Where it's not just like another Time Lord like the Master, but it's actually maybe a future incarnation of Doctor Who that's evil.
That's it.
And Big Finish and some of the audios might have. Oh, the Valyard. Thank you, Kit. That's Pennsylvania calling now.
I don't believe how many times your phone's gone off tonight, Rex.
I know. California, Colorado. Somebody just tried to pop in and then they disappeared. Or was that? No, that was Shadowhawk leaving.
Oh, was it? Right. Okay.
I forget that one. I think that was an early one with Ace.
Dragonfire.
Now, the actress that was killed off in the first Doctor's series and died of old age, kind of a companion. She was in Dragonfire, I believe. Davros again. I should know that one because that's a very distinctive Dalek there on the left.
It is.
It has a big old cannon. It's a Dalek destroyer.
It's Remembrance of the Daleks, that one, Rex.
Well, see, there's so many, it's hard to keep the title straight.
It sure is.
Shadowhawk says, "Well, I've done it again."
Oh dear.
Come back. Come back. Now, Ace is the credited with the only companion to. Mark your place there with that piece of paper and take a break, Dave. You're wearing me out. That's got to be a heavy book.
It's not too bad, Rex. I'm the last couple of pages, so if we can get to the end of this, I can have a rest.
Okay. With the cat there. I see the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, that is going to be their last. That's going to be I want to say survival. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
That's
right.
what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. I'm weak on the doctor anyway. I'll hang in the chat. Okay. I like Stavros. Yeah, but it's Davros, isn't it?
Yeah, Stavros. Stavros was in Kojak.
Oh, okay.
I think.
You have to like lollipops.
Hmm.
If you know, because Kojak always had a lollipop. Telly Savalas.
That's right.
We call it a television. You call it the telly.
TV.
Now you call it TV, but it used to be called the telly.
Yeah, it used to be. Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Another classic comics there.
I have that one, I believe. I've shown those.
Yeah, I think you have that.
I went back and tried to get some of those.
The final page. There you go.
Yeah, now that's the Pyramids of Mars.
It is.
I like that.
There we go.
I like that has so much artwork in it.
Yeah, it's a nice book, that. Nice book.
Telly or TV, both acceptable. Yes.
They are indeed. I'm resting my arm, Kerry. I've had a long session there.
It was quite a lot of folding things up.
That's why he's so
That's why I'm
buff,
so
Carrie.
strong, you see.
He's so strong.
Yeah.
Dave Smash. Dave Bash. Hulk Smash.
That's it, Rex.
I don't know that Dr. Hen was
Hen?
more recent.
Who? Hen?
Oh, Paul McGann. Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
He was the 8th Doctor.
Hmm.
After Silvestri.
Because I think there was only supposed to be 9 regenerations originally, you know.
Now, here's a trivia question: do you know who the Master was in the movie?
Oh,
an American actor.
He was
Eric.
Can't remember his name.
His sister is a famous actress.
Don't know.
Now, what's he saying now? The best looking doctor was Paul McGann. Shame he didn't get to play him for longer. Yeah. But he was in a lot of the strips, a lot of the Target books during that interim. He's doing a lot of the audio for Big Finish. So he's, and they had a regeneration of him into the War Doctor. Now, where the War Doctor comes in, I don't know. War Doctor is supposed to be like maybe pre-Hartnell or maybe not, or I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm not too sure myself on that. It gets a bit confusing, doesn't it?
And was it John Hurt that plays him? The War Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric Roberts. That's right, Kip. Glad you're in here. And I hope you'll come back next week because we need to be set straight on all this.
Absolutely.
Eric Roberts.
We need people to check out what we're talking about.
Now, who is Eric Roberts' sister? The actress. Love the McGann brothers anyway. Are they brothers? Does Paul McGann have a brother?
He might have.
Is he a twin? Okay. Anyway, I have to go. Have fun, guys. Okay. Well, see you later, Hen. Thanks for coming in. We're wrapping it up anyway. We've made it over 2 hours, and I
We
think
have.
Carrie, she didn't say much, but then she's one of
No,
those.
apologies, Kerry.
That's all right.
She's one of those that kind of hang out, and if she's got something to say, she'll say it.
I was going to say I was possibly bamboozling her a bit, with all this old Doctor Who stuff. I don't know.
Well, Captain Time SPOCK was supposed to be in here, and so was Glenn Fleming.
Oh yeah, of course. I remember you saying about Glenn might be popping in. Yeah.
Yeah. There are several McGann brothers, not all. Okay. I didn't know that. Well,
right.
I agree with your assessment. He was kind of the dreamboat. I wish he had done more. That was kind of different in the movie and it was done, Americanized, wasn't it? So it really wasn't that good. But now it started off where it left off with Silvestri, and he's actually shot to death.
Yeah.
So he resurrects in the morgue. Kind of
wasn't in it
Frankenstein.
very long, was he, at the start of that movie?
Yeah, and then McGann, morphs from Silvestri into Paul McGann and the Eighth Doctor, I think, right?
Yeah.
I lose count after a while.
I was going to say, Kerry, I like the way Rex pronounces some of the words not quite right.
I know.
Yeah.
If it conveys the ideal,
well, that's it. I mean, obviously I know who you mean, as in Sylvester, and you say Silvestri.
Oh, well, yeah.
All right.
Sylvester.
All right. I know who you mean.
No, correct me, because I've got it wrong. See, it's been a while since I've watched those, and really, I enjoy them.
These Americans, they can't say aluminum. Aluminum instead of aluminium foil.
Aluminium.
Oh
yeah, you're right.
We say aluminium foil, don't we? But they say aluminum. What's that?
Aluminum.
About, Rex?
Yes.
That's weird, isn't it?
It is.
It's not as weird as aluminium.
It's a bit like we. It's a bit like we spell colour with a U, and they don't in America,
Yeah, right. I didn't get that. McGann turns into the War Doctor, but it gets a little hazy for me when they introduce the War Doctor.
It got hazy for me. Put it this way, Rex. It got hazy for me when Doctor Who came back in 2005.
Yeah. Now, did you see the Paul McGann movie when it came out?
I did, yeah.
I did not, so I didn't even know he existed till later.
All right, yes, I saw it when it was broadcast over here back in, was it 1998, 99?
Is that supposed to be, I don't know, what does that say? What is that word?
Basil? Basil?
Basley?
Basil? Basley? I don't know.
How would you say that, Carrie?
I think he's just winding you up with some random.
Probably so. Tree Goblin does that, but he's been with me a long time. I love him to death. Who doesn't like Tree Goblin?
Exactly.
Bring them to me now. Carrie, can you wrap us up and say keep collecting?
Oh, I got the honor again. Keep collecting.
Oh, did I have you do it before?
Yes.
Okay, well, I never get tired of hearing that. Have you said it before, Dave?
I have said it once before, Rex.
Okay, could you say it again?
I certainly can. Keep collecting.